Good morning, folks. This is Kerry with 401k Dexters. Well, the day is the day that I hand in my letter of retirement. Ironically, I'm passing a guy who's pulling a pontoon boat. He's probably retired. Looks like him and his brother both are old enough to be retired. Headed to the lake, I suppose, do some fishing. Not quite to my normal county road that I turn north and head towards the interstate to run into work. I decided to take a little different route. It's kind of representative of my time moving forward. It's going to take a little different route than the norm. The road that I'm taking now goes straight east and then cuts up north, then makes a couple jags east and north again. And as I'm sitting here driving, I'm thinking, it's kind of representative of how I suppose retirement may go. And that is, right now, Linda started taking her Social Security at 62, 3 years away from Medicare. With me retiring this fall and turning 57, it puts me 3 years away from starting the pension at work, and then another 2+ years, depending on how things are going, to consider taking Social Security. So we're going to have to turn left, turn right, turn left, and make adjustments along the way. I can't lie, this morning about 2:30, I woke up, got a drink of water, went to the bathroom. My stirring caused Linda to get up and do the same. Then we got back to bed and settled in, and I tossed and turned and couldn't get back to sleep for about an hour. Finally laid my head down and closed my eyes and woke up about the time the dogs started chirping in their kennels in the opposite bedroom. Time for them to get up and go outside, go to the bathroom. Typically feed them between 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning, so they know the routine. While I sat there and tossed and turned this morning, I thought about all the different things engulfing me as I approach retirement. You know, the money thing's going to be there. The drawdown scheme, plan, you know, the allocation assets that we have. All those different things to make you second guess yourself and see if you've got it right. But I got up and fed the dogs, took a shower, turned the computer on, wrote my resignation retirement email, attached my scanned in signed letter, sent it off to my boss, my future boss, because there's yet another reorg in the works, and my project engineer that I work really close with. So I'm sure at some point today we'll all sit down and talk about, well, why'd you decide to do this now? You know, don't you think it'd be better if you waited? You know, I did suggest in there my replacement, a young man that I invited over and showed him our products, and our PE, project engineer, invited him to come along on the Apple conference. He had to find his own funding to get there, but he was able to do that. So William was with us all week in the discussions that we were having about how to improve the product, where the technology was going, those kinds of things. So it gave him some face time in front of the guys that I work with. And in my email, I suggested he be my replacement. William's probably about 26, 27 years old. While he does have a journalism degree, not an engineering degree, he has worked closely with engineering products over the last 2 years since I hired him in at my last job. He is also a private pilot and a UAV pilot, so he understands the product very well. But in my email, I suggested that we bring a newer generation into the work group so they can carry the product forward for the users. So we may discuss, the possibility of opening a requisition for my position and bringing in candidates to interview. So I'm sure that that's how things will roll at work. At home, we're going to shift gears and get into a mode of getting the house ready to put on the market. We've got a lot of painting to do, a little bit of trim work to repair. One of our dogs that passed away, Lily, did a number in one of the bathrooms. She scratched the trim board going around the door, so I've got to replace that. I may call the guy back, the handyman that did the drywall work, have him come back and do some of the outer trim work so it looks nice and not hodgepodge, not filled with putty or caulk. When I used to work in construction, I remember all the drywall guys and the trim guys used to say, let the painters fix it. They'll make it look good, which they do have a way of making things look good. But I really want to do this right. We had a house in the neighborhood go up on the market just this week. And while Zillow had it priced about $528 before it went on, they priced it at $569. So that's a good indication for the market. We'll see how long it stays on the market, see if they have to do any price adjustments, but it'll give us a good taste for where we're at in the real estate market where we live. So I brought my gym bag with me. I wanted to give you guys a heads up. Went in and worked out at lunch yesterday, and I'm down to about 166.78, something like that. So I'm continuing to work out. Linda and I have really tightened up our carbs, so we're doing really well in that area. And I've got a goal of losing another 5 or 6 pounds to get down to my pre-cruise weight, because I know when we get to hit those buffet lines and that dessert menu is put in front of me on the table in the cruise ship, I'm not going to have the desire or the willpower to turn them down. So got my gym bag with me today. I'll get out of the office after morning meetings, hit the gym, and that'll help with my psyche, what's going on with my head, and how retirement is bouncing around in there. But I want to give you guys a heads up as I head into work on the day that I handed in my retirement letter. You guys have a good day. 401k Dexters, out.